Morning of our annual crawfish boil. Let's go get some crawfish from Richards. So to start things off, we head to Richards Meat Market in Fayetteville, Arkansas to pick up our crawfish. Family's been going to this meat market forever. It's a family-owned meat market. Fayetteville institution. They've got everything you need from, well, crawfish. You gotta call ahead and dance and order those. But steaks, seafood, seasonings, hot sauces, vegetables. It's truly a Fayetteville institution, and I always get a little excited when we get to go there. Pounds of crawfish secured. Let's go back home. Liquor World's on the way home, so you always got to stop there. So originally planned on only going in there for ice, but that never works. Peg Leg Porker Bourbon, Kerry Bringle, Peg Leg Porker Barbecue in Nashville, Tennessee. Never seen their bourbon in the wild outside of the Nashville airport. So they've got it in Arkansas, had to pick up one of these. And then also the new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B524. Haven't seen it out in the wild yet, but these are always solid. Really looking forward to trying it. So check out Liquor World in Fayetteville if you're ever here. Owned by the same guy forever. Fantastic. Helped me carry the ice out that I needed. Just service you can't beat. Got 67 pounds of crawfish, but the boil doesn't start till about 2 p.m. It's 11:12 right now. So we're gonna get some ice on these, that way they stay cold. Now if you're in a super hot area, you wanna make sure you're draining this ice off because crawfish can drown. Take these crawfish to where we're gonna actually cook them. That way we don't have to worry about moving them anymore. Not that moving them hurts them. Just 67 pounds of crawfish. We wanna move them as few times as possible. We're reduced to below the deck to boil crawfish. Makes sense though, solid setup out here. Got the water in. I go a little above halfway up in the pot. This is a 60-quart pot. It's the original pot that I ever had. So got it about halfway full with water. Now we're gonna crank up the gas and let this thing come to a boil. While the water comes up to a boil, we want to wash our crawfish. These things are dirty as can be. So we've got a crawfish washer here. Dump them in. And what we'll do is turn this water on. We'll circulate this water and wash the crawfish. Once it starts overflowing from the top, take this plug out. You can get these at Academy, Cowboys Crawfish Washer. They do a great job. You can also just run water on them in a cooler if you don't want to invest in something like this, but I absolutely love them. So you can see this is why we want to wash our crawfish. This water is filthy. It's got all sorts of crap in it. This is going to turn into a big whirlpool, starting to flow over the top. We'll unscrew this. Have a nice balance between flowing over the top, getting all this crap out, and by the time we're done, this water will be nice and clear. So you can see how much cleaner this water is now. That's why we want to wash them. We don't want all that going into the boil because that's going to transfer through into flavor and taste. So we found the dead ones, got them out. Not very many, especially considering the size of these. These are pretty small. We got some nice clean water. Now we'll shut it off, let all this drain off, and they'll be ready to cook. Water's up to a boil, so it's time to add our seasoning. It's a 60-quart pot, so I go in with about 3 pounds of dry seasoning. It's just the original Louisiana Crawfish Company seasoning. And then we're gonna add a decent amount of the Zatarain's liquid concentrate as well. I don't know an exact measurement, but about that amount. Stir this up. Really, the best tip I can give you is taste it. Taste your water as you go. If it's not spicy enough, add more. If it's too spicy, you're good to go. Now we're just gonna let this boil for probably 10 minutes or so. Let that seasoning get nice and dissolved into the water. Water's looking fantastic. Now it's time to taste it. Perfect. So now it's time to add our garlic and our lemons to the water. And I'm also gonna add a whole jar of jalapenos. It's time to add the potatoes. You can use red potatoes. I get these little potato company potatoes from Sam's. They work out fantastic. Great size. Tastes really good too. So now we're gonna add these in. Not the whole sack. Bigger pot, probably go whole sack, but just with the 60 quart pot, limited room, we're not gonna go full sack. Let these go for 5 minutes, then we'll add the rest of the fixings. Now it's time to add the rest of the fixings. We got mushroom, sausage, onions, corn, going all in. I use fresh corn instead of frozen corn. Love the taste better. Lifting the basket up so it doesn't splash all over my camera woman. Now we'll boil this for 5 more minutes. We'll add our crawfish. All right, time to add the crawfish. We're just gonna add as many in here as we can until we get to almost the top. Now we're gonna push them down in the water. You hear them scream? They don't scream. Now crank it back up, bring it to a boil. Once we get to a boil, we'll let it boil for 3 minutes and we'll start cooling them off. 3 minutes later, crawfish are done boiling. Instead of using frozen corn like a lot of people do, we use fresh corn, so I like it better. We use boil box. This brings it down to about 140, 160 degrees, super fast. Allows the crawfish to soak at a perfect temperature where they're not continuing to cook. They're just gonna take on flavor from the water that we seasoned and tasted to make sure it's seasoned appropriately. So now we're just gonna stir this around. They've got a paddle that shows you the temp. We'll choke on a little bit of steam and let these soak until they taste good. Could be 20 minutes, could be 30 minutes, but it's probably gonna be about 40 minutes. Crawfish have been soaking for about 45 minutes now. Tasted them, they look fantastic. Good thing about the boil boss is it lets the crawfish sink, and that's when you know they're taking on flavor from the seasoned water that we have. So they've been sunk the whole time because we got it down to below 160 real fast. So now it's time to dump them. So we want to drain them. Just let them sit here like this for a sec. Let as much of the water fall out as we can. I'm not going to stress out about it though. Give it a little shake. I'm going to take them over to this cooler and just dump them in. So now we're just going to shut it, take it upstairs. It's time to eat. One of the things I love about coming home is I've got easy access to a golf course. This is Springdale Country Club. My folks live on hole 14. 280 something yard par 4, got a creek going in the front of it. Got to be real strategic, but I've had myself a little bit of swing lube. So we're gonna go try and drive that sucker here in a little bit. But for now, it's time to do batch 2, and they're gonna be spicy. Time for the second batch, and one thing you want to make sure you do is re-season your water. Crawfish soak up a lot of that seasoning. I've had a fantastic first batch in the past, didn't re-season the water, and the second one sucked. So make sure and re-season your water. We're going with about, I don't know, 3/4 of a 32-ounce cup full worth of seasoning. We'll turn the fire back on, taste as we go. Headed to the 14th hole. I'm gonna try and drive the green. Crawfish is sufficiently full in the belly. The gas is flowing. Beers are flowing.
Fingers are swollen.
Fingers are swollen. Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. About to hit bombs. 279 to the hole. A little bit of breeze in. True Arkansas redneck. No shoes on. See if we can drive this green. 12 degree regular flex, not what I usually use, but beggars can be choosers. Try to play a low draw. That is not low.
That's not low at all.
That did not make it. rectify the situation. We're teeing down, choking up. See if that'll help.
Hey, we're dry.
Made it over. Try that again. I'm done. I got nothing. Par 3, 160 into the wind. Still no shoes. Pride a little hurt after ballooning the 12-degree regular flex driver.
Can probably hit the green on this one.
I would hope so. It's a big green. See what we can do. 8 iron. 160, little into the wind. Little fat, front left. Middle.
Flip-flops on or flip-flops off, brother?
Flip-flops on the green. Got some respect for the greens. I don't want to put my heel prints in it. That is.
Wow.
That is awful.
3-putt city. And
Park.
he drained it.
So back at the drivable hole, not driving it, it is Taylor versus me. He gets 1 stroke, $20. Best score wins. We're going for about 80 yards in. Got a 5 iron. Down the middle is the goal.
Pretty saucy.
Down the middle. Is the weapon?
5 iron. I suck at golf. Don't judge me, please.
Never saw it.
Straight down the middle.
Taylor's got about 120 in. What's the stick?
I'm gonna hit a 9 into the wind. Hope. It's probably gonna be deep. Oh no.
Bladed into the wall.
I think it might be over.
It might be over, but you're dead on 100 out. Gap wedge, choke up, smooth swing. Oh, fat.
Oh no. Oh no.
No bueno. He advanced it.
Awesome.
Not good.
Well.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna chip it out this way.
Oh no.
Right next to some.
You want me to move?
Good.
Ooh. Oh.
So I tapped mine in. He's got to make this to
I gotta put over the stupid divot, man.
fix it. So bad. So bad. The least confident stroke I've ever seen in my entire
Divot,
life.
man.
I knew you were going to miss it.
I had a stroke, so we tied, dummy.
We did, but you could have won. Cheers. That is one delicious bourbon. If you can find this, pick it up. Very good. And you're supporting a guy in the barbecue community. One heck of a day. Crawfish, golf, family, friends. It's hard to beat that. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.